Maybe you've noticed that sometimes you really want to be present for an important moment with a family member or a friend, but you feel distracted. Or you'd really like to relax before you're falling to sleep, but instead your mind is racing through everything that happened to you that day and all of the things that are coming up for you the next day. Or maybe you know deep in your heart that you have so much in your life to be appreciative for, but your mind just keeps getting caught on the negative things going on in your life instead of allowing you to appreciate those great things. There's some science behind what's happening. What we know is that neurons that fire together wire together. In other words, if you allow your thoughts to continually focus in this one area, for example, worry or depressed or negativistic thinking, the thoughts will eventually become habitual and they'll get stuck in a loop that it's going to take some effort to get out of. And most people realize that this has happened and they make efforts to make a change. But the way that most people try to change is to stop having those thoughts. So they tell themselves, stop having those thoughts. And if you've ever been told, you know, don't think of the word elephant, you know exactly what happens. Your brain can't help it. It's going to fixate on exactly that word. So instead, we need to learn to teach the brain to do something different during the time that it would otherwise be engaged in wearing that rut farther and farther down in the road in your brain. And so one of the things that you can help your brain learn to do instead of the things that you're not wanting it to do is called a 10-finger gratitude exercise. So no quick fixes here. This actually takes quite a bit of work. It sounds like a simple thing to do, and it is simple and it's enjoyable. But unless you're doing it routinely, we're not actually changing what your brain's doing in a habitual way. We're just giving you a little momentary pleasure, which is fine. But if our goal is to change what our brains are doing, think about how much time you've already put into establishing that rut in the road in your brain. And consider that you'll need at least double the time to establish a different rut in the road of your brain. Okay? So here's what the 10-finger gratitude exercise looks like. You find 10 things during your day that you're really grateful for and appreciative for. The trick here is that they can't be big things like I'm really grateful for my family or I'm grateful that I woke up today. Both really wonderful things to be appreciative for, but for this exercise, those things won't work. We need to activate the brain in a very particular region that's going to require you to get specific about what you're grateful for. And the more specific you can get, the better this will work. And so we need to come up with things like, you know, I'm really grateful that I got to watch the sunset today. It was so red and bright in the sky. So you're really activating that memory in your brain by using some of the sensory information that you got while you're making that memory. Or it might be that I'm so grateful for that amazing stew that I had for dinner. I can still smell the rosemary or the sage or whatever the herb is in it that you really, really loved. Or I'm so grateful for that bite of chocolate that somebody gave to me after lunch so that I could seal that meal and really, really enjoy that moment with that delicious piece of chocolate. You can tell what some of my gratitude might be for. So find those moments in your day and just 10 of them. The really nice thing is that in addition to helping to change your brain and help it learn to focus on things that actually light your brain up with positive chemicals and neurotransmitters, we're also helping you to notice in future days those things that you're going to be appreciative for, because your brain will actually start doing its homework. It's going to start paying attention during the day, like, is one of these a moment that I could use on my gratitude list later? The really cool benefit to this is that you will enjoy that moment more as it's happening because you're going to be more attentive to it as it's happening. And then you can add it to your list later on. Hope that helps. Have a great day.